My name is Evangelist Emmanuel Wamala, the Executive Director and the founder of Everlasting Hope Ministries Uganda. I'm a Pentecostal, born again, and I am a married man to one wife. She's called Sheila Nachwala Wamala, and I'm here to share with you my testimony of how Jesus healed me of the HIV/AIDS that I got from my parents. My father was called Richard Wamala, and my mother was called Jenny Kayaga. But as we speak right now, they are dead in the village where I grew up from. It's called Busolo, and it's in Gomba district. This is how my testimony came. I lived with my mother and my father in the village. By the time I was young, they were sick. All the time they were bedridden. We were just coughing, and I didn't know what was the problem. But as with them, I was the only child at the place. Time came, and my father died when I was 7 years. I remained with my mother. She was also sick. Take care of her, cook. I could do everything for her because she was sick of AIDS. And even me, sometimes I could fall down and they could share the same medicine. And a time came when we couldn't afford to buy the medicine because it was so expensive, and we lived in the life of poverty. And she used to tell me to go in the bush to get some local herbs with the leaves. I could get the leaves and give her so that I can reduce on the pain. The pain, it was too much of my mother, and nobody could help us in the village. But we had to take care of ourselves. I personally see, I even didn't go to school by that time because I had to take care of my sick mother. I took my mother to the hospital, which was nearby, Catholic hospital, so that I can find treatment for my dear mother. But when we reached there, these people told us this hospital is not for the poor people. They chased us back home. And life was so hard in the village. We could share the same bed. At night, wake up, just cry. She was telling me, my son, it's too much for me and I don't know whether I can manage. Life went so harsh to the extent that my mother started dilating her intestines. Life was so hard. My mother could cry day and night. And even me, I could fall sick. One day, my mother, she's fine. Another day, she's not fine. Another time, I'm the one who is sick. Because we could share the same sickness. Myself, I had a very terrible stomach pain, and I could also feel that pain in me, and I could fall down. But a time came, people in the village saying that you are also HIV positive. By that time, as my mother was sick, a time came, this dear mother of mine, she went mad. She started moving at the village. She was naked. A time came, it was in July 2000, and my mother called me. It was evening time. She called me, took hold of my hands. She told me that, my son, I'm going to die. I don't have any time. But this is what I'm telling you. I'm leaving you in the hands of God. And I know very soon you're also going to die because you have AIDS and there's nothing you're going to give to you because we don't have money. It was so hard for me to believe it, that my mother was telling me that I'm going to die. You know, living a life when you are going to die. My mother took the last breath. I moved out. I went to the banana plantation. I cried because I saw that was the end of my life. And because when I knew my life was depending on my mother, everything was, I lived because of my mother. She was the only person that I knew. And by the time she was dead, I was like, what am I going to do in this life? By then I was not a born again. I didn't know about God. What I knew is just when she died, then we had to bury her. On the day of her burial, they brought 2 coffins accidentally. They used one coffin to bury my mother, and my parents and one of the relatives, they said, no, there's no need of taking this other coffin back. Even Emma is going to die. Don't you say he's also sick? All people we are speaking that I'm going to die because I had HIV/AIDS. I was sick. I was very small, very, very small. When they could look at me, I was looking as if I'm going to die. I was a living dead. By that time, they buried my mother, and for me, I realized that that's the end of my world. That's the end of me. I wanted even to kill myself because it was like, how am I going to live without my mother? So But then I was like, what am I going to do now? Like I didn't know what I'm going to do. I thought my world has just ended. I was a little boy by then. I had 9 years. Other people have rejected taking me because they had to take me to anywhere so that I can live with anybody to take care of me. But other people rejected me. We are saying, we cannot take this sick person. We cannot take him. You just die. You affect our children. People, they had a bad mentality. They thought that AIDS is just an airborne disease. It can easily affect their children. But one person came in and said, no, for me, I will take Emma. They took me to an orphanage school. From this orphanage school, I had people preaching about Jesus. They were saying that Jesus heals, give a new life. They told me there is hope in Jesus. By that time, I believed God as my personal savior. I started praying, asking God, can you please spare my life? Give me another hope. Can you give me a chance to live? I knew that I was born with HIV, AIDS, and I know that everybody who is born with HIV, AIDS would not live, but will just die. 1 year passed. One of my auntie who was saying that Emma is going to die, she died, and they used the coffin which was prepared for my burial, then realizing that Jesus is powerful. If he has taken away this coffin, I know I'm going to live a good life. I started praying to Jesus. I cried out to Jesus. I said, Jesus, if you healed others, can you also heal me? Change my life, bring hope into my life. Because my life, I had no hope. I could sit and cry. Always remember my mother, how she died. I said, if my mother was still alive, I would have not been like this. But as time came, Jesus gave me courage. He helped me to forget about my mother. After 4 years, I went to the hospital to check myself, to learn the blood test. I couldn't believe of the results. Came back when I was HIV negative. Then I realized that Jesus heals. He told me, I've given you life, and the life you are living is not yours, but this life you are living is my life. People could not believe it, that after 4 years, Emma could be alive. I don't know how Jesus healed me, but one thing I know, I prayed to him, he heard my prayer, then he healed me. Now I'm alive, I'm a married man. That's because of my testimony of how I suffered. So many people here back in the village, they're suffering. They have no medicine, no herb. So Jesus told me, you have to take back this hope that I gave you. This is my testimony of how Jesus healed me. But I cannot just sit and just look. If somebody came in and helped me, so even I have to take back, I have to give others the hope. It's my dream. I want to build a hospital so they can treat people free of charge. The orphans, single mothers, homeless, who are suffering, dying without getting a chance of treatment. I know Jesus will help me. He will enable me to build a hospital. And I know even you who are there right now watching me, you are sick of cancer, you are sick of malaria, you are sick of AIDS. I want to tell you that Jesus heals for sure. The God we accepted, he can heal you, because even the Bible says that he sends his word and heal all our diseases. I'm telling you, if you believe with me and start crying out to Jesus, he's going to heal you. If he healed me, I'm not different from you. Even he can heal you, change you. He can give you a hope, give you another life. He give you a bright future without AIDS, without cancer, without any sickness you can think of. Just lift up your hand and say, Jesus, can you come and heal me? If you healed Emmanuel, can you also heal me? Can you also change my blood? Can you also change my story? For sure, God changed my story, but I'm telling you, I'm still alive, and I'm going to live, and I'm going to declare, I'm going to spread, I'm going to share this testimony that Jesus, the Son of the living God, he can heal you. If you cry out to him, he will also heal you. Join me to believe God to heal the sick people who are all over in the world, in the hospital. It's my prayer. May Jesus heal you. May Jesus touch your body that is hurting. May Jesus change your blood and give you a new life. As I'm winding up, I'm welcoming you. Come and join me. I want to build a hospital, a community hospital that will treat people free of charge. But I cannot do it on my own. And I cannot imagine seeing other people dying as my mother died, without help, without any medication. I know you can support me. I know you can join me. May God bless you as you are coming to stand with me. We sing.